What is going on, kid family? Welcome back to the channel. We went to the 2020 Chicago Auto Show, and as you can see, the Corvette is an amazing car, and we did a separate video just on the C8 mid-engine Chevy Corvette. So if you are interested particularly in this vehicle, go check out my previous vehicle video and we'll talk about that car a little bit more. But now we're going to be talking about just the cars that I really liked, I really appreciate in the Chicago Auto Show. And my favorite car, the Chevy Z01 Camaro, and this one is modified, aftermarket modifications by Mickey Performance, pushing around 1,000 wheel horsepower on race gas. And the simplicity of this vehicle is just amazing. All he has done for the looks of this car is pretty much just some nice sticky Mickey Thompsons to put the power down. For the most part, the car is stock on the exterior and it's just a beast. And the other car right here, it's a custom old school with new school technology, and it's a beautiful car. And I love these kind of cars where you keep the old school shell, because those shells would be just wide, massive, and they look really aggressive. But adding on that new technology, as you can see, it got Z06 style wheels, it's got a new age fuel injected motor pushing a ton of horsepower. It's just the best of both worlds in my opinion, and I really like this design. The next car that is quite interesting and took my attention is this Cadillac over here, and I'm a fan of the new Cadillac CTS-Vs, ATS-Vs, and all that. This was the CT5V, which kind of may confuse you. It's not a CTS, the 5, it's a 5, it's not an S, okay? But this thing still is a V6 turbocharged motor, pushing around 360 horsepower and roughly 405 torque. So it is a nice aggressive vehicle. Black is the way to go on any Cadillac in my opinion. But the Acura Type S concept car, this thing was amazing. The vivid blue color of this, the sharp edges, the fitment of the wheels, just the color combo. I really am in love with this car, and I hope this car does come in production. It's got forged carbon all around it. Even the wheel spokes have some forged carbon in it. This is a 2021 model concept car, and they're saying it's going to be a V6 turbocharged motor. We don't know the specs as far as power goes, but just the looks alone, I am in love with this car. I think it's sharp, and it's going to put a lot of competition out of business because people are going to flock to this vehicle. The Type S was always an amazing product line, and hopefully this one does not disappoint. So let's get on with the next car. And again guys, I love yellow colored vehicles. I think it's so cool, and this Acura NSX is no exception. And look at that motor, that mid-engine, beautiful. I love it. The new Corvette's gonna have something similar like that. And the cool thing is they actually took this car apart, and you could see the bare bones, the skeleton of the Acura NSX right over here. So it's just quite interesting to see how much technology, how much parts are involved to make a car go vroom vroom, you know what I'm saying? And vroom vroom, you need these dang Terpskis on the motor to make this thing accelerate the way it does. Bare bones again. I don't know how these rebuilders take these cars when after they're in an accident and rebuild them. It's very interesting how they do it, but it gets done anyway. A lot of money. What do you guys think about the NSX? I think it's still a very nice car. And speaking of nice cars, we got the Lexus RCF. This is the special edition here. It has launch control for this year. It also has a titanium exhaust, better suspension, lighter wheels, carbon fiber accents all around. The RCF comes with a naturally aspirated 5.0 liter, pushing around 471 horsepower. Some say it's missing a turbo, it's missing forced induction, but you know, it does give you a great driving experience. It revs high, it has that naturally aspirated V8 again, which is kind of rare to see these days. But I'm a fan of the taillights, I'm a fan of the rear end, I like the front end. The performance, in my opinion, could be better for the price you're paying for this luxury sports car. On to the next one is the Porsche Taycan, and this is the full electric vehicle from Porsche. This is the Tesla competitor, and I'm telling you, Tesla's gonna get crapped on by this car. It looks better in my opinion. It's just a Porsche. Obviously you're paying top dollar, but you're getting top dollar, and Tesla's got some serious competition with this Porsche. The numbers on this are incredible. The function of this are incredible. I think the future is electric, guys. And just look at those specs real quick. Why don't you? 750 horsepower, 74 pound-feet of torque, 2.60 to 60. You can't beat that. And this grille on this Hyundai Genesis is amazing. It really stood out to me. I had to film it for you guys. Just bossy. I love how flat it is, how wide it is. The side profile is pretty nice. It's like a Mercedes S-Class, very VIP looking. And I was impressed until I got to the rear end right here. I feel like the bottom tail light, if it was cut off just like the top tail light, would make this car perfect. But check this out. Ford GT Full Carbon Edition. I've never seen so much carbon in my life. And if you want this much carbon on a car, you're getting ready to pay around $750,000 for a model such as this. But what a beauty. I think the Ford GT in general has such a presence. It's unbelievably beautiful. And it was great to see it in full carbon fiber, something I've never seen before. The aero of this car, the performance, it's amazing. And speaking of Ford, we got the Ford GT 500 right here in black. Black hides a lot of the edges and the sleek design of the car, but we still got full carbon fiber rims. This car is supercharged, V8 from factory, and right now it's putting a lot of cars to shame. And Ford's also coming up with a Ford Mustang SUV, full electric. Very, very weird to see a Mustang in an SUV form. Considering just the SUV and the shape and style itself, I love it. And again, we got the wide body Hellcats right over here. Great car. This thing looks so menacing from the front, from the side, from the rear, and you got that 700 plus horsepower V8 supercharged motor, which is amazing, and it has so much tuning potential here. I wish these cars had a new chassis though, like something lighter and better, but you know, for what they're doing with the platform and how long they're extending it, it's working and it's a great beast. Speaking of other cars on the import segment, we got the Toyota Supras, and again, I gotta film the yellow because the yellow, I love it. It's a beautiful car, and you know, shaved rear quarter panels, perfect for fitment if you're going for stands. Very nice cars. We got two modified ones here and a stock one. And the Supra, if you guys know or not, it comes with 335 horsepower and 365 pound-feet of torque, but a lot of shops that dyno this car show that this car is actually making a lot more horsepower. It's some shops put down, I'm gonna give you a rough estimate, 339 wheel horsepower and 427 wheel pound-feet of torque. So it's definitely putting down a lot more, and cars and manufacturers have been doing this for multiple reasons, sometimes emissions and others. But very impressive performance wise, and you've seen these cars with just a bolt-on turbo from Pure making over 500 horsepower and 500 torque. So small car, great performance. You know the tunability of this is going to be crazy. All the aftermarket parts are going to be produced for this car is going to be crazy. This is going to be like a Honda Civic pretty much. You can tune it and do whatever you want with it. But I really enjoy looking at these Supras in real life. I do appreciate the design and the wheel arches and how it looks. It's going to be a great all-around car performance wise. I did wish they actually gave you a stick shift option for this vehicle, because stick shift is the way to go in my opinion. I don't care if the new cars are faster with the automatic transmissions. The fun factor of a stick shift is always going to be better. And check out this suspension on this vehicle right here. That is incredible. It is all custom rear suspension. Very, very nice and interesting. The red one just kind of blows my mind. I really like it. Maybe we'll get one or not. Check out this Honda Type R. Little bit updated design on the front grille fascia and the rear grille fascia. This is the new color for 2020. It's pretty nice color. I know the new Corvette comes in a similar color here, but in this booth I really enjoyed this wall design they had. It's all seat belts of different colors, and I think it was pretty unique how they shaped that into design of the whole show right here for Honda. Very impressive. I think this updated look definitely works for Honda, and I'm impressed with the performance of the Honda. Now I know they're making some Type Rs without the big wing. They're kind of making them look a little bit more respectable and not teenage friendly. But most importantly guys, the Nissan Sentra 2020 kind of took the show for me. as far as entry-level car performance. Comes with a 4-cylinder, decent power, but looking at this car, I thought this was like a not fully loaded Altima, but nope, this is a Nissan Sentra, and the interior on this just felt like home. Everything is done proper. Rear quarter panels are rolled in case you want to do a fitment, wheels and stuff, but this thing felt really solid compared to the Corollas and compared to the Civics, which I still think they're both great cars, but if you're interested in the daily driver, this is it. And if you guys are interested in watching me rebuild an engine on my engine that I found that was abandoned, come check out the channel, check out the videos and the playlist. Here we got some of the internal engine components that we were kind of just looking at in general, how to see how the engine works. But yeah, come subscribe to the channel, check out that motor. We'll see you on the next video, guys. Peace.
For you, come along and see a